Oh, that's awkward. There's no sound.
Can we still be heard? I think we can.
Hey, why is that?
That's weird.
That's strange. Whatever. For next time. I had some I had some sick ass heavy metal track for this too.
Damn.
But head banging bullshit. You're just like, yeah.
I wanted that.
I know. Oh, we're live, but
ladies, gentlemen, welcome to Boda Rage Cage, where we've locked our boy Zacky up in the cage real good so he can get all his thoughts and feelings out about his Patriots and their close battle with a far inferior. Yeah, James, we do know that our mics weren't muted. So
we do in fact know that they weren't muted. We tried playing the video, it played. Don't know why it didn't mute us and then play the actual track.
It was kind of a sad time, but we're good. We're here.
Yeah, see, it doesn't work. I don't know why. Does this one? Yeah, that one does, but this one doesn't. What the hell? That's so strange. Anyways, carry on.
So we're gonna let our Soggi Boi get all of his emotions out here tonight and really lay into his Patriots for what truly was an embarrassing display against the Houston Texans.
All right. I'm about to lay the soggy smackdown on these motherfuckers.
Let's hear it.
All right. Well, let me start by saying this. The 2021 New England Patriots may be the worst Patriots team I've seen since I've been born.
That's a bold statement considering what the team looked like last year.
Right. Exactly. That's my point. They are somehow regressing after picking up all of that offseason talent.
They went out and brought in some mercs, but
they spent the third most offseason money. Oh God, Phil's back. Hi, Phil. They spent the third most offseason money in NFL history, and this team is sitting at 2-3. Now, mind you, 2-3 is good enough for second in the division right now, which, you know, it should not be said lightly, but this is the worst Patriots team I have seen since I've been born. And I will tell you why. All right.
Let's hear all about it.
I'm gonna break it down for you guys as to why the fuck this team sucks absolute horse dick. But first of all, Mr. Belichick, you pride yourself on having all three aspects of your game clean. This team has been anything but clean. The offense has been trash. The defense has been trash. The special teams have been trash. They have not been good. Sorry, they have not. Special teams has been the best by far, but still not up to Belichickian standards.
I think we can definitely say for a fact that this is the most undisciplined Patriots team we have ever seen.
I mean, that's
a fact.
That's a fact. Not my opinion from earlier where they might be the worst, but that's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know, I can speculate. I can say, oh, well, you know, the noise is getting to Belichick, just lost to Brady. You know, his son's coaching the defense, so he's not going as hard on him as other blah, 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 whatever. I don't fucking care about that. All right. I care about what we're seeing on the field. I care about the facts, not the speculation. Although the speculation is juicy because I'm sure most of you saw Steve Belichick the other night. Yeah, not great. Not a great look for old Stevie boy. But yes, the offense has been really, really bad. No fault of Mac Jones. I will give him credit. Mac has been a lot better than I expected. He's been a game manager, 100%. He has the ability to make a lot of, you know, NFL veteran throws already. My issue with how this offense is being run is how it's actually being run by the coaching staff. It's terrible. They're calling plays for players that are no longer on the team. How many times are you going to throw a screen to fucking Jacoby Myers and Nelson Aguilar? This is not Julian Edelman. This is not Danny Amendola. These are bigger receivers, bigger frame, bigger body. They are not as shifty as Danny Amendola, as Julian Edelman. Fuck, even as Gunnar Olszewski, who has been nowhere to be seen in the past, I don't know, 3 games. So you're running plays for basically you're running an outdated offense. That's what they're doing. I mean, they tailor-made the offense to Cam last year, but they're not giving this kid a chance. They're not. They're simply not. And and I think when I give you the numbers, it's going to prove to you like, oh shit. So, first and foremost, coming off the offseason, the Patriots had a decent looking backfield. I would say Damian Harris, very promising. James White, proven veteran. JJ Taylor and Ramondre Stevenson, 2 younger guys who are looking like they're going to be solid pieces for the Patriots at some point. We see them in the preseason. Regular season starts, fumble. This Patriots running game has been the worst I have seen ever. That's a fact. That's a fact.
It's been bad.
That's a fact. Like, it has been so bad. I'll go to the stats right now for you. So, the Patriots, as they sit right now, they're a 2-3 team. Okay. They have 98 total first downs. That's opposed to the 89 that they've given up. So, as far as outgaining their opponents in first downs, they're doing a good job. They're better than average. So that's good. Here's where it's going to shock you. Okay. Drew, take a guess how that breakdown works. Rushing, passing, and penalties.
Like just where they stand in the league ranking?
No. So by first downs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So they have 98 first downs total.
Okay.
How many of those first downs do you think that they have gained by rushing versus passing? And then I'll get to the penalties after. But
I think it's probably like a 65-33 passing spread.
65-33. Okay. So you're actually not, you're like really close. So rushing first downs, 26.
Okay.
Passing, 61.
Okay.
And by first downs by penalty is 11. So they've been gifted 11 first downs. Yeah, there's a lot of first downs. Yes, there've been a lot of defensive mistakes that the Patriots have not been able to capitalize on.
Right.
But that's how ineffective that this Patriots run game has been on getting first downs. It has been solely on the shoulders of Mac Jones to be getting these first downs. Even more. Let's take a look. Third down conversions, they're sitting at 29 and 67. The league average is 30 out of 70. So, I mean, they're still almost sitting right there.
Dead on.
Almost
slightly
dead on.
Above
so
average.
Slightly above average. So that's good, obviously. They have 400 total rushing yards in 5 games.
That's very un-Patriots. Very un-Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
And it, again, surprised me. I'll bring this point back up. You have a quarterback that has roughly the same physical skill set as Tom Brady.
Right.
Whatever offense you were running with Tom Brady, where did all of the shallow slants and crossing patterns and tight end routes go? Where is it?
That's the thing. They tailor-made this offense for Cam Newton last year, and then I just think Josh McDaniels has lost his identity. So, but I'm still looking here. Patriots have given up 13 sacks on offense. The league average is 11, so they're letting up a lot more sacks than normal. They're 14 and 15 on field goals. They've only scored 8 touchdowns this entire season. So through 5 games, they've only scored 8 touchdowns. The league average is 10, so they're absolutely subpar.
What are their points
they
per
have
game? Like 16?
What's that?
Points per game for the team, like 16.
I don't see that on here, but I can look that up, or I could just do quick math. But their turnover ratio is -3. That is the tell-all stat for a Patriots offense. The Patriots pride themselves on always winning the turnover battle. That is Bill Belichick's motto. That is his moniker, and he prides himself on being the coach that will always win the turnover battle. They're -3 through 5 games. And it's been because of that running game. The running game has cost them games this year. It has. It cost them the Miami game. It almost cost them the Jets game. No, sorry. No, I'm sorry. It almost cost them the Texans game. My fault. My fault. It cost them the Saints game 100%.
Well, I do want to point out here that, yes, you are absolutely right. Their offense is terrible. They're scoring less than 20 points a game. Their defense is a top 5 scoring defense in the league.
It's a top 5 scoring defense.
Number 5.
Yeah. So
18.5 points a game.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I have written down here, first of all, that the defense has been terrible. The product that we're getting on the field does not match what they are in the league standings right now. I'm sorry, it's just not. You have played, I would argue, one good offense. One.
Well,
don't give me the Saints. Don't give me the Saints. I'm sorry. Just please don't try that.
They're good every other week. You got them on a good week.
Where they didn't score 40 points.
Well, they had a pretty good game that week.
I mean, I guess, but I still disagree. I still think the Saints are a middle of the road offense because Jameis is so back and forth with his picks, touched, all that kind of shit. Anyways, you played the Jets, the Dolphins. You played Tampa Bay, and you held them to 19 points. So absolutely, I will give that game to them. They did play a phenomenal game on defense. They most likely should have won that game if they had gone for it on 3rd or 4th down or whatever it was. Again, all of us had said that. Again, stupid decision by Bill Belichick because you have to. Because again, that's the thing. The outcome would have been the same no matter what. If you kick the field goal, you still miss it. At least if you go for 4th down and they stop, you can say, all right, you know what? Like, we gave them everything we possibly could. A missed field goal is worse than getting stopped on 4th and 3 or whatever. I'm sorry, it is. It is.
Not in that situation. Not in my opinion, but
what?
A missed field goal being better than getting stopped on 4th and 3. I disagree if that you're in that situation.
But that's the thing. In that situation, it's downpouring. It's windy. You have to go for it on 4th and 3. You're sitting at the 43-yard line. Like you just, yes, you have a good kicker in Nick Folk. I will agree with that. He has been one of their lone bright spots after almost not being.
If I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. Even if they make that kick, they lose that game.
Right, and that's the thing. So why even bother going for the kick?
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. There in most instances that is the right call. But Belichick of all people should know situational awareness. He's playing Tom Brady. He knows that if he makes that field goal anyways, it's not going to matter. He's going to drive down the field. They're going to get the field goal no matter what. So the fact that he plays it safe at home against his former quarterback is asinine.
Agreed.
So, the offense itself, the way it's being run is terrible. The pieces are there. The pieces are, in fact, there. Mm-hmm. If Mac Jones is able to actually run the offense, they give him the reins because they clearly have it. They have it. They've kept the ball away from him, and it's bitten them in the ass because they've had 5 fumbles already through 5 games. The running backs have given up 5 fumbles. And not to mention, Mac Jones has thrown 5 picks already. I've seen most of them, bad throw here, bad throw there. Most of them are through the hands of the receivers. Like, the receivers are not doing their jobs catching these balls that are being thrown to them.
Oh, yeah. Mac Jones is getting virtually no help. No favors are being given to Mac Jones at the moment. So.
And it's ridiculous. Like, again, I didn't want Mac Jones. I thought it was a mistake. He has impressed me with how calm he is in the way he plays. But this is not the person the Patriots need. The Patriots need Tom Brady back. They do. That's the only way that Belichick is going to realize that he needs to run the team differently. Is if they get Tom Brady back, or they get a quarterback of that stature. He's not going to run with a rookie. He hasn't done it since Brady was a rookie in 2001. It's just not going to work for him. So that offense, they need to figure it out. Belichick and McDaniels need to sit down and really rework that offense because they're trying to run an offense with the wrong pieces. They have 2 vertical threat tight ends, and they're not using them like that. They're not.
No,
and it's ridiculous. I'm sick and tired of watching them throw little dinks and dunks when Mac Jones knows he can throw like 7-8 yard passes, 8 yard, 8-10 yard strikes like down the field. We've seen him do it. He can do it, but you have to give him that opportunity, and they're not. So those are my thoughts on the offense. It's been abysmal to watch. I can give you the stats all I want. Stats are stats, but it's really, really about that visual. Watching them on the field has been tough. Watching them on the field has been really tough.
Oh yeah, they have failed the eye test with flying colors. So.
Right, and moving forward to that defense. Yes, they may be a top 5 scoring defense, but again, they played Miami, the Jets, the Texans, who scored more points than the Jets and Miami. So combined. Well, no, not combined.
Almost.
Look that up. I want to see if that's true. But, you limit the Bucs to 19, and I'll give you that one.
The Jets and Miami scored 1 more point than the Texans.
Well, combined. So whatever. Your best game was against the Jets. Your best game was, in fact, against the Jets. You picked Zach Wilson off 4 times. I mean, the kid was Sam Darnold 2.0 seeing ghosts.
Well, and again, that just proves how bad the Jets are. But yeah, that's not a game to be proud of.
No, it's not.
Coming off of a really bad opening game for the Jets, they come in, you manhandle them, and then things start to fall apart.
Right. I know. It's just getting so hard to watch this team. And the defense is an issue. I mean, you go out and you get a guy like Matthew Judon, and he has been fantastic. He's probably been their best defensive player on the field so far through the first 5 games. Everyone else has been dog shit. JC Jackson looks like dog shit. Devin McCourty and JC Jackson both looked like dog shit against the Texans. I mean, that first half, they gave up that Chris Moore touchdown. Now, granted, it was a beautiful throw by Davis Mills. I'll give him credit for it. The catch was amazing. What was Devin McCourty doing? Why was he so close to that player? You can't. Like, if he catches the ball in bounds, you have to be ready for that. And he was way too close. As a veteran player, you have to be ready for things like that. I mean, for fuck's sake, the same play happened to them 3 years ago against the Falcons. Or wait, oh my God, that was 5 years ago. Holy crap. 5 years ago in Super Bowl 51, yeah, against the Falcons. Julio catch. That is the same catch. That is the same catch. How can you let a player score off of that? How?
It's inexcusable.
It is. And these are the kind of plays I'm talking about. You're having veteran players making rookie mistakes. Your bona fide superstar players are not playing up to their potential. JC Jackson has not looked good. Jalen Mills has looked okay. For here and there. He's been good in coverage, but in zone, but man has been tough for him. I mean, he's not been doing so hot. And then, just through the back end, the linebackers not great. I don't know. I
think Matthew Judon is your one active.
He really is
decent player.
He really is. I mean, there's no 2 ways around it. He is. He is. I mean, it's just, I don't know, just abysmal. Just abysmal. And I'm looking at this. I'm looking through this defense here. I'm looking at guys like Kyle Duggar. So Kyle Duggar leads the team in tackles. He's got 31. He's got 21 solo tackles. I'm looking all the way up and down this list.
Well, how are you? How are you feeling about having Kyle Van Noy back? He's not been doing anything this year.
I honestly don't feel great about it.
How could you? How could you?
Said 11 tackles, 7 solo. I mean, he's got a sack. So here's what I'll say. So Matthew Judon by far has been our most effective player. Josh Uche now only has 3 tackles, but has 3 sacks through 5 games. Now that's good. I like that. Matthew Judon has 6.5 sacks already.
That's impressive.
Phenomenal. So, there are the pickups that have been working. So that is a good pickup by Belichick. I loved when they picked him up. I thought he was going to have an effect right away, and it's paying off for them in dividends.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Steve Belichick needs to get his ass in shape. I don't know what the fuck kind of plays he's calling or what defense he thinks he's running, but it's not a Patriots defense. I don't know what is going on. Again, are they top 5 in scoring? Yes, that's fine. They played dog shit offensive teams besides Brady, who had an off day. So you're playing Dallas this week. You are playing the Dallas Cowboys, who have arguably a top 3 offense in the league. This is the ultimate litmus test for how the season is going to go. If they can do what they did to the Bucks, even if they lose this game, they can still say, yes, this game, like this is going to be it. If they can hold them and still have a chance to win, yeah, it'll suck if they lose, but at least I can say, you know what? This is a really good defensive team that cannot capitalize on opponents' mistakes, that cannot, win the turnover battle, and then we can go from there. That's all about coaching.
I think if they keep it close this week, it functions very much as their loss to the Bucks or the Cowboys lost to the Bucks at the beginning of the season. Yep. That's still a win. That is still a win in the Patriots book.
Right, but when you're sitting at 2-4, it's not looking great.
No,
but it's hard. It's hard to see that as a Patriots fan because you're used to like 12-4, 13-3 seasons every single year. AFC Championship.
Mortals,
I know,
asshole.
seriously. I know. Fuck me, right?
Yep.
All right, hold on. Sorry, Megan. Megan wants to scream. Ah. There you go. My God. This team is fucking pathetic. I'm sorry. It's so hard for me to watch them. And I really don't want to sit there and watch them get curb stomped by Dak Prescott. I really don't. I don't want to watch Zeke. I honestly don't want this. Do not feed him. Don't feed Zeke, please.
It's gonna happen.
All set. More like the mild container. Shut the fuck up. Listen, if you were inside of my head, it's a rage cage, all right? Every day's a rage cage in Zack's life.
Mild container.
Yeah, mild container. I would say other than that bright spot in Matthew Judon, that the defense has just been underperforming. Just subpar. I mean, they are a subpar unit right now. The stats say
the whole team is subpar. What is being put out on the field as a whole is subpar.
Not a good product. Not a good football team. It needs the coaching. The coaching has been terrible. I mean, it just has. Josh McDaniels doesn't know how to run this offense anymore. I don't know if I trust Steve Belichick with this defense. I just don't. I mean, it's tough. Obviously,
he's clearly insane. So.
Well, yeah. I mean, he doesn't fall far from the tree, but I mean, so based off of,
I completely agree with
James's.
That.
Yeah. So, James, yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, through 5 games, he has 6.5 sacks already. I mean, that's just fantastic value for what they paid for him out of free agency, and it I would say sometimes it's like, oh, well, he's got all these sacks because of this or that. It's been him. Like he is a one-man wrecking crew on that defense right now. And he's not getting a lot of help. I would say, again, Josh Uche has been a bright spot for them. 3 sacks throughout the 5 games. I think that front 7 has a lot of potential, but they're not showing it. Matthew Judon, 100% best defensive player right now. Thank you. Poopy knee boy. Love that. But yeah, so let me give you my realistic let me give you my realistic expectation for this team. I really think that they figure it out halfway through the season. They're good enough to win 7 games. That's it. They're not making the playoffs. They're gonna be a middle of the road team because they're gonna have ebbs and flows. It's not gonna be like when Brady was quarterback. It's not gonna be like Belichick was in his prime, where they lose 2 games in a row. They don't lose a game for the rest of the season. It's just not. It's not gonna work. They don't have the team or the coaching right now to fix it. They just don't. I feel like this coaching staff is lost. Yes, and I believe that they will have a top 15 pick again. I do. I believe they will. And I really hope that they go out and they get a playmaker. That is what this team needs on offense. They have 2 very good tight ends. I will give it to you. They have 2 very good tight ends, but they need someone on the outside that is going to make plays for them. They don't have it. Jacoby Myers, love Jacoby Myers. I don't think he's
honestly. I would argue that they need someone like Edelman, someone like Amendola.
They need a slot guy. That's what they're missing, and Gunnar is not able to provide that to them. They need someone that has that kind of build. If that's what they want their offense to run off of, they need a guy like that. But they don't have it anymore. So why are they continuously using the same offense that Edelman ran through, that Amendola ran through, that Welker ran through? You have to change with the times, and I don't think Josh McDaniels is that kind of guy. It can do that for them. I think he needs to move on. I think we need to move on from him. Yes, he is an offensive. He's a really good offensive coach. But it doesn't seem like he is a good enough transitional coach. He seems set in his ways, and he needs to be in a system that plays to his advantages. The way that he had the offense run last year with Cam Newton, that is not to his advantages. The way that he has the offense set up this year
is that slot receiver, and then just reinstall Brady's offense, and you're fucking good.
Right, and I wish they would just get that through their head. Yes, I would love Jamison Crowder as a transition piece for them in that slot role. Do they go out and get a guy like that? Probably not, because let's be honest, they're fucking idiots. So, and before I give my my final thoughts here, can we talk about the way that the Patriots draft? Because holy shit, they're terrible. He's not a good drafter. I mean, he's not. The first 2 or 3 rounds, he is not a good drafter. I mean, he is average at best. It's those late round picks that he gets a lot of value for, but there needs to be a shift in the way that they evaluate talent down in Foxborough, because they are missing out on a lot of good talent that's come out of these last 3 or 4 drafts. That you're sitting here and you're saying you could have had a guy like Justin Jefferson. You could have had a guy like this or that. Instead, you end up with N'Keal Harry or Sony Michel. I
feel your pain.
You know what I mean? I know. I'm just saying, Thanks, James. I know. James chiming in as the resident Browns fan who, for all intents and purposes, literally didn't see them win a single game one year. But
you want to talk about terrible draft strategies up until the past couple of years.
I know. Well, Brian Cashman. But other than that, I have expunged my rage. This team is fucking hot trash. Worst Patriots team I've seen in a long, long time, probably ever in my 25 years of existence. Everything that you said, Drew, is 100% correct. They need to reinstall Brady's offense. You have a quarterback that plays like Tom Brady. Not Tom Brady. Plays like him. Mm-hmm. Same style. If you install that offense again and you put the ball in the hands of Mac Jones, the guy you drafted to be the next guy, which you should be doing anyways, because what other option do you have? Brian Hoyer? You should be doing it anyways. But they're holding him back. They're holding back this offense, and it's making everything that more difficult.
Yeah, if the defense was performing to the level that we expected them to, and this was the case, then you give McDaniels a little bit more leeway. The offense doesn't look quite as bad. But when the defense is also hot garbage, then you look at the offense and say, well, you're not pulling your weight either. So,
interesting point from James. So you're right. They don't have a true alpha wide receiver. They have a collection of, decent to mediocre guys that are filling in the gap for them. I mean, I like Jacoby Myers. I think he's a good piece. I think he's a piece that's going to stay. I like Nelson Aguilar too, but they're not utilizing his skill set the way that it should be used because they're trying to take those players and mold them into an offense that most of them are not, accustomed to. But final thoughts for this team. Again, like I said, 7-10. They're going to get plagued by even more injuries throughout the year. The offensive line can't stay healthy, and they have been playing like dog shit as well. Another part of this whole thing. They've given up more sacks than the NFL average, so that's a big part of that. Their running backs can't do anything. They have 400 rushing yards total. I mean, and, the fumbling of the running backs has been their kryptonite. Their turnovers, their -3 turnover ratio. I mean, that has been what has killed them because there is only one game where they have played where they have gotten blown out, and that was against the Saints. Every other game, they had an opportunity to win, but they couldn't because of the turnovers. So, if they can turn it around, they clean up the turnover battle, and they start winning the turnover battle, this team could make the playoffs. But that's a big if, and it starts with the coaching. If the coaching can turn it around, figure it out, and go back to, a more Brady-like offense, maybe a West Coast style offense where you have, a bruising back in the backfield, and you're doing those slants, you're doing sticks, all that kind of stuff. If you have that, then they have a chance to actually put something together this season. But if Josh McDaniels stays in his ways, they're fucked. They're utterly fucked. So those are my thoughts.
Some good thoughts, and I think we can call this bout in a TKO with our boy Soggy Zack as the winner. Patriots take another fat L. Get your shit together, boys. Get it together.
Traylon Burks apparently is a guy that we might want. So, James, I will be looking into Traylon Burks. If he's a Razorback, guess he's not for me, but yeah, I have the residential Alabama fan throwing up in the background because I mentioned Arkansas, but whatever. All right. Well, thanks guys so much for tuning into this Rage Cage. More of a melancholy like madness, I guess. I don't know. Fuck this team, man. If I had Chris in here, we'd be yelling at each other. So maybe I should have. He is a grown ass man. Okay. I really need to look this guy up, but thank you guys so much for tuning in. As always, we are Boda. So I guess I'll sign us off. That's fine. Keep for going. Drew, for me, for Soggy Boi, for Zack, for Dom in the background who can't shut the fuck up about Alabama. You know where to find us. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Stitcher. No Stitcher. Google Stitcher. Podcasts, Twitch, SportsMe, TikTok, all those. All the apps except for Stitcher will be on there. Find us on JDate. We're there.
Zack specifically.
I'm there. Just me. It's the nose. It gives it away. But anyways, love you. Is that what I say? No, oh no, wait. No, stay soggy. That's what I say.
Bye.